After 5 of our videos were deleted off of YouTube because they didn't apparently comply with the World Health Organization, we noticed again the growth of our channel completely shut down. So we're continuing to fight the censorship online here. We're experiencing it, and thankfully President Trump has a plan.
Thank you very much. We're here today to defend free speech from one of the gravest dangers it has faced in American history, frankly, and you know what's going on as well as anybody. It's not good. A small handful of powerful social media monopolies controls a vast portion of all public and private communications in the United States, and we know what they are. We don't have to name them. We're going to give you a complete listing. We're going to give you a signed copy of what I'm going to be signing in a couple of minutes, and you'll see exactly what we're doing. They've had unchecked power to censor, restrict, edit, shape, hide, alter virtually any form of communication between private citizens or large public audiences. There's no precedent in American history for so small a number of corporations to control so large a sphere of human interaction.
President Trump destroying Twitter and social media at large with one swift stroke of his pen. This is big news. This is the news we've been waiting for, especially in the conservative media front on social media. Fox News now reporting President Trump crafting an executive order on social media that could seek to curb legal protections for the industry, a broadside that comes amid his escalating fight this week with Twitter over the company's decision to fact-check his claims for the first time. They state here, according to Fox News, that they were told separately the administration is working on a commission to look at alleged anti-conservative bias among big social media platforms. The president teased the announcement on Thursday morning, saying this will be a big day for social media and fairness. Now, according to Fox News, they confirm that drafts of the executive order on social media would seek to curtail legal protections that shield social media companies from liability regarding what people post on their sites. Now, I'd say that's a pretty dangerous move, because then they could go ahead and start deleting channels, posts en masse, because now they're liable. They write here the language is still in the works. Fox News has also learned that President Trump's administration has begun to develop a formal government commission to investigate anti-conservative bias among big social media platforms. Let's take a look at Fox Business.
There's another major story that's developing today. At any time, President Trump's expected to sign an executive order on social media. Come in, Lauren. What are we expecting to see in that executive order?
Okay, so the president this afternoon is expected to sign this order that gives social media companies protection from liability, that they're not responsible for what users post on their platforms. At the same time, current law right now also gives them power to control or take down or amend or fact check what people say. So this executive order would strip them potentially of both of those powers. So they would ultimately be more open to lawsuits potentially, and then not have the power to fact check. The president tweeting this morning, this will be a big day for social media and fairness. And Stuart, as you know, this all started on Tuesday when Twitter decided to put a little fact check symbol and annotation on the president's tweets about mail-in voting.
Twitter fact checked something from China. Is that accurate?
They sure did. So 2 tweets that came from a China official that accused the U.S. of starting coronavirus. You see the yellow blurb there, get the facts about COVID-19. Twitter did not like what Mr. Zhao said, so they fact-checked it. The question is, does Twitter or any social media company have the ability to fact-check the wild, wild west of what is put on the site, or do they only choose to fact-check what certain people say?
Yeah, exactly. That's the question, isn't it? I noticed, by the way, that Twitter and Facebook are significantly lower in early trade or pre-market trade today. Significantly lower.
So what you saw right there was those couple fact checks on some Chinese officials' posts. That's called a cover your butt moment, right? They go ahead and they fact check President Trump, and okay, we'll go and start fact checking this one. But when does it end? They state here that the executive order and the development of the commission come amid a fight between the president and Twitter after the social media giant fact-checked one of his tweets for the first time this week. This is where it happened. Republicans feel social media The president on Wednesday warned social media companies that the federal government could strongly regulate or close them down if they continue to silence conservative voices. Republicans feel that social media platforms totally silence conservative voices. We will strongly regulate or close them down before we can ever allow this to happen. We saw what they attempted to do and failed in 2016. We can't let a more sophisticated version of that happen again. Just like we can't let large-scale mail-in ballots take root in our country, it would be a free-for-all on cheating, forgery, and the theft of ballots. Whoever cheated the most would win. Likewise, social media, clean up your act now. Now, I can tell you firsthand that we have witnessed as far back as November of 2017, the throttling of the views on our channel. And at the very same time, what did we see? We saw the increase in views on CNN, MSNBC, BBC, and other authoritative news sources. It had a detrimental impact on our ability to grow. Likewise, after 5 of our videos were deleted off of YouTube because they didn't apparently comply with the World Health Organization, we noticed again the growth of our channel completely shut down. So we're continuing to fight the censorship online here. We're experiencing it, and thankfully President Trump has a plan. Now, of course, that plan, as I stated in the beginning of this report, could have a detrimental impact if they remove the liability protections that platforms like Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter all have to protect them from the content that's published to their platforms. What simply needs to be done is that those platforms need to permit the free flow of opinion and conversation and not be liable for it. That's simply all they have to do, just remain as platforms and not way into the waters of becoming publishers. They already have the protections. They simply need to execute those protections from the content that's published. Sadly, due to media pressure, left-wing pressure, different organizations applying pressure, demanding that YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter all enforce some sort of guidelines, these channels, these platforms have caved in to the radical left, rather than hold up the Section 230 that gives them the protections. Now, let's see, the article goes on to state, of course, this is the continuation of the tweet here. But regardless of that, we're waiting for the president now to sign the executive order. It should be moments away. So comment below. We'll see you at the next report. For the Next News Network, I'm Gary Franchi.